Hey guys, Mr. Backerberg here. In this video, we're going to look at simple and compound interest. Now we're going to be comparing two different kinds of interest, and the first one that we're going to take a look at is simple annual interest. And simple interest is called simple because it ignores the effects of compounding, meaning that the interest that you get is based solely on the original principal amount that you invest. So let's say we started with $5,000. And we invest that into an account that gives us 5% simple interest. And let's say we wanted to track this over a period of 5 years. So we're starting with $5,000, and after 1 year goes by, we get 5% interest on that. Now, what we have to do in order to calculate our amount of interest is we would have to take that percent, convert it into a decimal, so it'd be 0.05, and then we're going to multiply that by our principal amount, our starting amount of money. So that'd be $5,000. Now, if I take 0.05 times 5,000, I'm going to get $250. Meaning, at the end of that first year, if I add on that $250 to what I originally had, I would have $5,250. But then let's say another year goes by, because we're tracking this for 5 years. So then we would have to calculate this interest again. But we're doing simple interest, so we're only calculating the amount of interest that we get based on our original principal amount. So we would have to take the 0.05 times the 5,000 again. So we would get another $250. So after the second year, we'd be up to $5,500. And this is going to continue for those next 3 years. After the third year, we would get another $250 by taking the 0.05 times the 5,000, and I would add that on, so I would get $5,750 total dollars in my account. And then in the fourth year, we'd get another $250, so we'd be up to $6,000. And then on that final fifth year, we'd get one last $250 interest payment, so we'd finally be up to $6,250 after 5 years have gone by. But again, the thing about simple interest is we're only gaining interest based on that principal amount. So we're only ever looking at that $5,000 amount with our 5% interest. Now there is a little bit of a quicker way that we can calculate this. So what we're going to look at, I'm going to call this A, and this is the amount of money in our account. What we're going to do to calculate this is we're going to take our principal amount times 1 plus the number of years times the interest rate as a decimal. So if we were to use this example that we were talking about, I would plug in the 5,000 as my p-value, and then I would go 1 plus. For my n-value, we're calculating this out over 5 years, and then for my interest rate, it's 5%, so the decimal version would be 0.05. So if I take this and multiply it out, then I should get that $6,250 that we said that we were going to end with. Now we're going to compare that to compound interest, and we're going to look specifically at interest compounded annually right now. So the difference with compound interest is not only do you gain interest on your principal amount, but you also gain interest on that interest that you've accrued along the way. So let's look at that same exact example where we started with $5,000 and we're investing that at a 5% interest rate, and we're going to look at this over 5 years again. But this time we're going to use compound interest. So after the first year, what we need to do is take our 5,000 times our 0.05. And just like we did before, we're going to get $250. So after the first year, we've got $5,250 in our account. Now what's going to change in here is we're doing compound interest. So we're not just looking at our original principal amount as we calculate the next interest amount. What we're going to do is take our new account balance, so that $5,250, and we're going to multiply that by our 0.05. And when we do that, we should get $262.50. So at the end of the second year, if we add on that new interest, we should have $5,512.50. And we're going to continue on with this. So at the end of the third year, we're going to have to take that new account balance, that $5,512.50, and we're going to multiply that by our 0.05 interest. And when we do that, if I round, we should get $275.63. So if I add that on to my account balance, I'm going to be up to $5,788.13. Now for the fourth year, we're going to take that new balance, that $5788.13, and we're going to multiply that by 0.05. And we're going to get about $289.41. So if I add that onto our previous balance, Then we'll be up to $6,077.54. Now for our fifth year, we're going to have to do one more calculation, so that's $6,077.54 times our 0.05, and our final interest payment is going to be $303.88, bringing us to a grand total of $6,381.42 in our account at the end of those 5 years. So we can see with compound interest, at the end of these 5 years, we end up with more money in our account because we're not just gaining interest on that principal amount that we started with, but we're also gaining interest on the other interest that we've earned along the way. Now there's a little bit of a quicker way that we can go about calculating this, and what we're going to do is I'm going to use A to represent the amount of money in our account. We're going to take our principal amount times 1 plus the interest rate as a decimal, but we're going to raise that to the nth power, and n is our number of years. So using these numbers to calculate the final balance in my account, I would take that $5,000 principal amount times 1 plus 0.05 and raise that to the 5th power. And when I type all of that into my calculator, I get $6,381.41. Now we're ending up 1 cent off because we did do some rounding along the way as we were calculating each step out previously. So using this formula will actually give you a more accurate answer because it doesn't include rounding on each individual step along the way. That's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching.